Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got the 2023 M440i Gran Coupe. It's the G26 chassis. Same as the i4, although slight differences. And it's in San Remo Green. One of our favorite greens. It's a really rich green and a darker green, unlike, say, Isle of Man green. Let's talk about this particular build. So you see we have the laser lights, which I think are the way to go, especially with those icon adaptive LEDs. We also added carbon fiber front splitter, which I think looks pretty good on the G26. We also have the Shadowline package, you can see with the blacked out grills. We also have the optional 50th anniversary BMW M emblems. I think Cerium Gray would have worked, so you could have done perhaps without the Shadowline package and had a really good looking car as well. So over to the side, we have our style 861M wheels. They are in bicolor. Also have the red M Sport calipers and our emblems as the center caps. We also have the cooling and high performance tire package. So in our experience, the 4 Series Gran Coupe, when speccing the high performance tire package, gets you Pirelli P0s, which are okay tires. I think most of you out there would prefer the Michelin Pilot Sport 4Ss, but this is what you get. So you also get slightly bigger calipers and slightly bigger brakes, as well as a extra oil cooler. Let's take a step back. And we'll take in San Remo Green out of direct sunlight, and then in direct sunlight, which is it's a great green. So I'm glad BMW is bringing these greens back like this, not like sort of, say, Manhattan green, which is really not much of a green. Out back, we have our xDrive badging and M440i badging in Cerium Gray. So this will go away for the LCI version of the 4 Series Gran Coupe. And Cerium Gray is basically being discontinued across the lineup. So here is San Remo Green with some direct sunlight. You can see it, it's a little bit better on camera as get towards the front of the car, but it's a fantastic green and it's making its way across the lineup. So we recently had this on the 8 Series Gran Coupe as well as the M5. Well, let's take a look at the inside and go over pricing and options. And before we do so, we have our mirror caps in black, part of the Shadowline package. Not quite, even a little bit fistable. So Matt Watson is disappointed, rolling over in his grave. Alright, so the door handles are flush against the body, reminiscent of the E36 and the E31 8 Series. And opening up, great combination, the green and tan society, if you want to think of it that way. Cognac Sensitech. You can tell with the seat controls, because you, at least on the 4 Series and 3 Series, and I think the 2 Series as well, you don't get adjustable side bolsters, but you can get those on, I think it's the X5 and the X6, when you opt for Sensitech, or in this case, SensaFin for the X5 and X6. But pretty decent looking seats. Pretty comfortable as well, good bolstering, at least on the sides. Alright, so on the inside we have our Live Cockpit Professional and iDrive 7, M440i emblem in the instrument panel as well. No driver attention camera because we don't have driving assistance professional package. Our steering wheel, all your cruise control buttons over here, with the exception of course the limb button, which has nothing to do with it whatsoever. Media controls, shift paddles, and our iDrive 7 main screen, as well as the trim, which is aluminum mesh, which is pretty decent, I think, on a sporty car. But again, I think trim is more of a personal choice as well. So center console, gear selector, which of course will likely go away with the LCI. You notice we do have the adaptive button, which means we have the adaptive M suspension. Now, for the 3 Series, that has disappeared, as well as the 2 Series, so adaptive M suspension. So that adaptive button goes away on those ones, even if you do have the adaptive M suspension. All right, so let me get this situated correctly. All right, so starting price, the M440i xDrive, $59,450. San Remo Green, another $650. Sensotech is included. $400 for the shadow line package, another $700 for the parking assistance package. Premium package for $1550, which also gets the heads-up display. $2450 for the cooling and high-performance tire package. That's hard to see here. $200 for the emblems, $100 credit for the hands-free tailgate deletion. Now, probably thinking that's a bit odd. Shouldn't all those cars come with it now? The answer to that question is this car was built in July. It's just taken a long time to get here. It's basically arrived mid-November. So $1,000 for the laser lights. Another $2,500 or so for the carbon fiber front splitter, and wheel locks for another $120. All told, MSRP of just under $70,000 for a very comfortable and powerful, sort of, I guess, maybe a GT Cruiser might be the right thing of it, but with 4 doors, who knows. Okay, so let's go back into the back seat. Now you notice the doors are a little bit on the small side in terms of the opening to get into the back seats, but they're fairly roomy, at least with legroom. I think the headroom is going to be the issue. All right, so here's the view from the back seat with the panoramic moonroof open in its wide position here. So as you can see, leg room and knee room pretty good with the driver's seat in my position. The issue, of course, is going to be headroom. You do lose a bit back here with a sloping roofline, so keep that in mind for rear seat passengers. And then, of course, getting in and out, you do have to duck your head down, otherwise you're going to bonk your head on the door or roof. But not bad back here. Another single zone climate control back here for the rear passengers, as well as USB-C charging ports. So overall, comforts, it's pretty good. The only issue I've got here is the headroom in the back, but otherwise pretty good. Okay, moving to the back of the car. I did mention kick to open, deleted, so you have to do manual operation here. But a pretty good sized trunk. The only issue is, of course, some of the angles on the roofline, but a pretty deep trunk. There's no extra space underneath here, but a pretty good size. And of course, those rear seats do fold down to give you a lot more room. Let me go ahead and close the hatch back here. And then we'll take in San Remo Green one more time. So powered by the B58 inline 6-cylinder engine. So it's 3-liter displacement, turbocharged of course, 382 horsepower, 369 torque, so very powerful car and a great cruiser. So that's it for a quick tour around the M440i xDrive Gran Coupe in the lovely San Remo Green. See you at the next video.